Pixie doll, welcome back to the channel. I'm Crystal, aka the Wholesome Witch, and today we are getting into some more 5-minute rituals because you guys seem to really like the couple of videos I've done in the past. And today our theme is spooky season because we are officially into October and I couldn't be more excited about it. It's my favorite month of the year and I'm going to try and absorb every bit of October, autumn, Samhain, and spooky energy I can this month. So today we're going to get into 5-minute rituals that you can do to really lean into Samhain energy and the spooky vibes that we have throughout the month of October and into the beginning of November as well. They're mildly spooky anyway, nothing too crazy, nothing that's going to make you not want to go to sleep at night, so don't worry. If this sounds interesting to you, please do grab a beverage. I've got my coffee as usual, and we are going to get right into it. So as we move through October and towards Samhain, we are into that energy where the veil is thinning, that barrier between realms is more open, and it's said to be a time where we can more easily communicate with the spiritual realm. And the thinning of the veil is a highly debated topic, to be honest. Some people are not on board with the fact that the veil actually thins at this time of year. I like to lean into it this time of year and also when we are hitting Beltane in May. These are the two times of the year where we can more easily communicate with our spirit guides, more easily tap into our intuition, more easily receive messages from the universe, however you like to think of it. And the thinning of the veil theory does help, along with Samhain and Halloween of course, helps to give the season its very beloved nickname of spooky season. And I love spooky and dark all year round, but especially in October, I like to lean into the spooky vibes. I like to embrace Samhain and Halloween and the thinning of the veil. It's really a wonderful time to practice divination. It's a wonderful time to go inward and connect with your intuition, open up your mind, connect with your higher self. Hence the topic of today. We're really going to lean into the spooky vibes for these rituals. And like I said, they're not going to be anything too spooky. It's mildly spooky. We're going to lean into some candle magic, some receiving of messages, and it's going to be fun. So let's get right into ritual number 1. So ritual number 1, I kind of like to call peeking through the veil, and we're going to require a candle and a mirror. So for this one, we're going to use our candle and mirror to help us tap into receiving messages that our regular conscious mind might not be aware of, but they're messages we need to hear, messages for our highest good, so no scary messages. We're basically going to use these tools to help open our mind to the possibilities and open our mind to words, images, and messages that we need to hear at this time. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up your candle in front of your mirror, light the candle, take a few deep breaths, center yourself there, and speak an intention of being open to receiving the messages you need right now. So you can whisper something like, whisper, I guess that's spookier. You can just say it. You can even just say it in your mind if you're more comfortable. But you can say something simple like, I see through the veil with love, light, and positivity, and I'm open to receiving messages that will serve my highest self. Something simple. So we want to say your chosen phrase, and then we're going to stare into ourselves in the mirror with the candlelight kind of illuminating us. And I want you to try and really open your mind and listen to your inner voice, listen to your spirit guides, listen and allow any images or feelings, words, or intuitive nudges that are wanting to come through. So you're going to stay here for just a few minutes. Like I said, these are 5-minute rituals. So try and do this at a time when it's going to be quiet. You're not going to be disturbed. Doing it at nighttime is going to add to the spooky vibe, of course. Just take those few moments and be with yourself. Try not to let your mind wander, or try not to let your mind be focused on things from the day, things you need to do, things about tomorrow. Try and just be in the moment. Open your eyes, open your mind, and really tune in and try and connect with whatever messages are trying to make their way to you, because messages are always trying to make our way to us, and often we just don't hear them. So this little exercise is a perfect way to tune in and really receive things that are going to serve you moving forward. Ritual number 2, candle reflection. So we're using candles today. I really like to lean into candle magic in October and November and the darker months in general. If you guys want a video on candle magic, I can do that for you. I know there are actually a few out there on YouTube already anyways, if you want to look them up, but if you want to see one from my perspective, leave a comment, let me know. I would totally love to make one of those, since yeah, it's something that's a big part of my practice. So yes, you're gonna need a candle today, again, and a piece of paper and a pen. Again, this ritual is really simple. This one is more about helping you to release something. And this time of year is a really great time for releasing and letting go. Samhain is also known by many as the Witch's New Year. So it's a great time to really release what no longer serves and then move into November and the last couple months of the year with a clean slate. So you're gonna sit someplace quiet, again, where you're not going to be disturbed, and again, maybe at nighttime if you want to really lean into the spooky feel of these rituals. And you're going to just sit and light your candle in front of you. I like to use white for releasing because they're really, white is a cleansing color, and white also calls in blessings as well. White's usually my favorite color. You could also use black, which I enjoy for these types of rituals as well. So light your candle, and then what you're going to do is write down one fear or limiting belief or scenario you have in your life that's just holding you back, and you know it's something you really need to let go of and you're really ready to let go of. So once you write it down, I want you to just pick up your paper, hold it in front of the candle flame so you have that soft glowing light kind of illuminating your words. And be careful, we don't want to set the paper on fire, at least not yet. So as you're holding the paper in front of your candle, say something simple once again. Whisper it, say it in your head, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And something like, I face my shadow with strength and acceptance. Just stating that intention that you accept whatever fear or belief you've written on your paper, you accept it and you're ready to let it go. So it's kind of just an affirmation of having that energy. Then I want you to fold the paper 3 times away from you. So when you fold something away from you, it symbolizes letting it go. And when you fold something towards yourself, it symbolizes calling it in. So we're going to fold it away from us because this is a fear, a belief we want to release into the ether and not hold on to anymore. And then I want you to just hold the paper in your hands, close your eyes. I like to use a little visualization at this point, and imagine that fear being carried off into the ether and just releasing up out of your body, no longer there to hold you back or bring any negativity in. You can, if you want, say one more affirmation as you release the fear, or once you're finished your visualization, if a visualization is something you wanted to add in. Again, something simple like, I release this fear and move forward in positivity and light, something like that. And then if you want to take it just one step further, you can tear up the paper, you can bury the paper, or you can burn the paper if you have a fireproof dish and you can do it safely. So just keep fire safety in mind at all times. The tearing up, the burying, the burning of the paper is kind of a final symbolic gesture to the universe that you are indeed letting this go, you're ready, and you want the universe to see you and hear you and know that you're ready to move forward and accept in a new blessing that's going to take the space of whatever it was you just released. Because in order to call in new things, we do need to let things go. We always have things we need to let things go. So we need to make the space. Ritual number 3, we're going to brew ourselves an Ancestor Tea. So this is another one where we are trying to call in some messages from our ancestors. If you don't feel connected to your ancestors, ancestors could be a whole video on its own, but you can think of it as receiving messages from your spirit guides or from the universe or from a deity as well. But the point is to tap into your ancestral line and see what messages they want to bring forth to you at this time. First, brew yourself a grounding kind of tea. Something like cinnamon or chamomile or ginger are great options. And as you're brewing the tea, kind of put your energy in a place where you're going to be open-minded and receptive to whatever's coming in for you. So clear your mind, just be in the moment, and take a few deep breaths while you're doing this, and let yourself come to a place of kind of a calm, grounded energy. And when your tea is done, what I want you to do is sit with it only for a moment or two, because again, 5 minutes, and focus on the steam as a way to hone in and channel the energy of receiving messages. Having a focus point is always really helpful. Sometimes we do this with a candle flame type of thing. So this time we're going to focus on the steam from your tea. And we're going to ask, this can be out loud or in your mind once again, ask your ancestors, or as I said, spirit guides, the universe, what have you, for one single message that is going to serve your highest good. Then we're going to simply sip our tea slowly, mindfully, and focus on what comes through. So this can come through as a taste or a scent, an emotion, or an intuitive thought that comes to your mind. So stay open and receptive and really hone in and see what you see what you feel, see what you hear inside your mind. Once you're finished, once you feel that you've received your message that you needed to hear, thank your ancestors or guides or universe for this message and promise to honor it as you move forward on your path over these next few weeks and months of the year. Ritual number 4. It's a little, let's call it an autumn wind spell. I don't really have names for these, I'm just kind of making them up as I go, but we're going to go with that because we are going to utilize the autumn air and the breeze to make this one happen. This one is super simple, it's super fulfilling, and it really connects you to the season of autumn and the energies that are in the air, the crispness that is in the air, the autumn smells and feelings that autumn air can bring. So you don't need any tools. We are going to go outside for this one, or at least sit by an open window, that'll work too. So if you're sitting by a window or you're outside, if you're outside like walking, find a place to just stand still for a moment, or a place where you can sit and take a few deep breaths, slow, conscious breaths. And we are going to release something to the wind. So on your third breath, as you exhale, state the thing you're going to release. Just like with our previous ritual, it can be a fear, a limiting belief, a habit that you want to let go of, just something that you want to move forward without. And ideally, we're going to state this out loud or whisper it out loud into the wind. And we're going to imagine the wind carrying away whatever that fear belief was. Once you've stated your belief you're ready to let go of and it's carried off into the autumn wind, we are going to sit for just a moment and pay attention. Whatever the next sound is that really stands out to you, whether it's a bird or a rustle in the leaves, consider the next sound you tune into to be your sign that fear or belief has indeed been released and has been carried off into the wind, leaving you more cleansed, more refreshed, and more ready to move forward in positivity and light and with a little more peace in your heart. Ritual number 5, spirit candle circles. So this one is one more where we're going to ask for messages. We're going to utilize that fire energy, and we're going to see what comes through for us to help us move forward into this last quarter of the year. So for this one, you're going to need 3 candles. They can be any kind of candle you want. It could be a tea light, a pillar, a votive candle, doesn't matter. And whatever color you want. Maybe choose a color that particularly is resonating with you that day. And we're going to set them in front of us in a little like half circle. Each one is going to represent part of your life. So you're going to have your past candle, your present candle, and your future candle. And you're going to light each one at a time, past, present, then future. So after you light them, give yourself a moment to sit quietly, focus on the flames, focus on, again, take a few deep breaths, calm your mind, center yourself. And you're gonna ask each candle to bring you one message to help you move forward in a more positive, uplifted, and enlightened way. So you're gonna ask for messages from your past self, your present self, and your future self to come through. So this is all about you. It's about your intuition, your experiences, your emotions and feelings. So instead of calling on ancestors like we did in the last ritual, you're calling on yourself. What does your past self have to say to you? What does your present self have to say? And what does your future self want to bring to you to help you move forward in your best way, in your best light? This is a wonderful exercise to help you tune into your intuition. It's a wonderful exercise to help you really gain some wisdom from within yourself, to bring kind of these messages forward from within yourself that you may not have thought of in a different circumstance or at all if you didn't do this little exercise, this little ritual. Ask candle number 1, your past self, for that message. Focus on it for a minute, what you're feeling, seeing, flash through your mind, hearing. It can come through in a lot of different ways. Do that for each candle. Sit, reflect for 30 to 60 seconds on what has just come through for you, and thank yourself this time. Thank yourself for being intuitive. Thank yourself for having an open mind, letting yourself tune in, and maybe accepting a harsh message from your past self or a reality check from your present self, and then maybe something really positive and uplifting came through from your future self. It can be anything. They can all be positive. But whether a sort of harsh truth comes through or reality check comes through or something really positive, we want to see how we can use these messages to help us move forward in the most positive way. So maybe your past self is bringing to light a lesson you've learned from something you experienced before. Maybe your present self is telling you something in your life that you really need to change in order to move forward. And maybe your future self is giving you a little glimpse of the outcome that could happen if you tune into having learned that lesson. Let go of the habit your present self brought to the front of your mind, and then your future self is saying, imagine the possibilities. It could be something like that, but it can be anything. It's going to be different, obviously, for everybody. But I love this one. It's a really soft way, pretty way, and spooky way, due to the candlelight and the nighttime and whatever, to tune into your intuition. It might be hard at first for some of these, all of these rituals even, but they're all also exercises to strengthen that inner voice and intuition if it's something you tend to struggle with. And for any of these, if you are, sometimes people, if they are kind of really focusing on calling in messages from our spirit guides or ancestors or things like this, there could be a little bit of fear around it because of calling in possible negative entities or negative messages, negative energy that you don't want to call in. If that's a concern for you, bring in a little protective element into your space while you do them. You can bring in protective stone. Black ones are always good. Black tourmaline's my favorite. You do obsidian, onyx, jet, this kind of thing. You could have a black candle lit in your space. You could sprinkle yourself, sprinkle a little salt or another protective herb in your space like rosemary, bring that in. Do a little visualization to protect yourself before going into these rituals. I'm not particularly fearful of negative energies coming through when I do these kinds of things, but just to be, on the safe side and covering bases, I'll usually do a little protective visualization before I start things like this, but it's totally up to you. And I just wanted to throw that in there because I know sometimes if you mention the thinning of the veil even, or trying to connect with spirit guides, ancestor spirits, it can bring in a little bit of fear. So I just wanted to put that in at the end in case you want to bring in something that will help you let go of that fear, because we don't want to go into any of these rituals with fear in our heart. We want to be in a more calm and centered space than that. So there you have it. That's what I have for you today. 5 spooky rituals to do this October or November, or any time of year really, but we're leaning into it this October. And I really hope you enjoyed them. I would love if you would comment below and let me know what your favorite one was and what one you might want to try first, or maybe you want to try them all Or maybe you have one of your own that you do this time of year. I would really love to hear them. I always love to hear from you. And I will link my other 5-minute ritual series down below just in case you're interested. I know a lot of us are busy, we don't have a lot of time, and it's nice to have little ways and little rituals that we can do throughout the day, or once a day, to keep that connection and to connect with our spiritual side and connect with our intuition. And yeah, you don't need a lot of time to do it. There are lots of beautiful little rituals that can be done in 5 minutes or less, and I've been enjoying sharing them on here, so there will be more to come in the future. If you did enjoy the video, I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe down below. It really does help the channel to grow, and it helps me to be able to continue creating this kind of content for you guys. And I will of course link my blog and socials and my spell book down below. I also have a Crossing the Veil guide coming your way on October 15th, so I'm going to link that down below as well if you're interested in more information, exercises to kind of hone in on the energy right now. And until next time, I am sending you many, many blessings. Thank you so much for being here right until the end. I will be seeing you very soon.